Hi everybody, welcome back. This is Kevin, Bear Creek Honey, and you're watching Adventures in Beekeeping. Today I'm going to just do a brief update on my hives, on my apiaries. I'm here at the home apiary. It's July 8th. Beautiful day. It's out, 70s, mid-70s, sunny skies, light winds. You just can't ask for much better. Haven't had much rain here lately. The bees are just socking away the nectar and making honey, and which is great. But pretty soon they're gonna need some water. The flowers are gonna need some water to keep going here. We've probably got another 3 weeks of honey flow, 3-4 weeks, I would guess. Right now, I just wanted to give a quick update on the single hive box management video that I did a little while ago, and I'm just going to show you the one hive today. I took some videos of the other ones yesterday. Not a lot to see. Maybe I'll show some brief clips of those videos from that apiary from 2 days ago. But I just wanted to show you. This is the hive, the tall one here, that we did on June 25th, I believe. You can look that back up. That's where I had 2 brood boxes. I shook them down into a single brood box, and I stuck the next brood box on top of a queen excluder. Now fast forward, today's July 8th, obviously only been 2 weeks. Every single cell up there in that upper deep brood box is packed with honey. The only ones that are not are the brood that has not hatched yet. But every time a bee hatches, they are backfilling it with honey. And now I've got 2 supers, medium supers on also. I put the third box, the last honey super, on the bottom, just above the excluder. Oh, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago, maybe a little longer. Boy, these bees are just bumping me here left and right, because I'm kind of in their flight path. I don't know if they're coming from that way, and they're just. But I was out here looking at that hive this morning, and at 6:30 in the morning. And that hive, which is a carnelian, this was from a nuke that I bought on April 30th, brought back. It's just doing fantastic. This is probably my best nuke hive. So right now I probably got 70, I don't know, we're close to 100 pounds of nectar and honey socked away. Probably gonna get another super or 2 on this one. Maybe get up to words of 120 pounds, hopefully maybe 140. We'll see how it goes. The one behind it over there, that came at the same time. That was also a nuke, came from the same place, also a carnelian, but the carnelian, she died right away, or actually the queen never made it when I was transferring over the nukes. Put another queen in 2 weeks later that I got, and she died. And so I'm on my 3rd queen there, so that hive got a very, very late start. I had a second brood box on there for a while, and she just wasn't going, so I put her down to a single brood box, and she has slowly gotten up. And I actually put a super on to see if she would go up into the super, or see if the bees would go into the super. They were not, so I took the queen excluder off, and to see if the bees would go up there. And they went up there a little bit, not too much. Then I did an inspection, and she had started to increase her brood nest, and I could see that the colony was going to explode here. So I went and put the queen excluder back on, and that was 4 or 5 days ago, and that one is probably about 60% drawn out with nectar. But the funny thing is, there's one comb, because I didn't even realize that she had been up there. I looked, but it didn't look like she had been up there. But there's a patch about this big on one frame of brood. Luckily, I didn't trap her up there. It doesn't look like. I did an inspection yesterday. So she's back. She went up, laid that little small section on one frame, and went back down. And but that's doing really well. And then I put a second super underneath. Obviously, I raised the first super up, and I stuck the empty super underneath so that they could start filling that one. So that's doing really well. Quick update on the nukes. If you remember, these were combined hives. That one was a laying workers were on the top box, and an existing queen brood box was on the bottom. So I put those two together. Since taking that off, and they're working. This one over here, if you can see, is I put a third super on for them. They were packing out. This is the Dremel tool queen. This is the cell that I took the Dremel tool and cut out and put her in there, and she's starting to lay. But the bees were without a queen for so long. They actually made the hive a little honey bound, so she didn't have any places to lay. I could see some small places where she could lay, but she was walking around looking for places to lay, and it was all full of nectar. So I threw a third super on, or third box on, and they're up there. And I also brought up some frames, and they're up there drawing out that comb up there. Hopefully they move some honey up so they can give her some room to lay. But she's doing well. And then the one behind it was another. Let's see if you can see this. This is the hive here that I cut the Dremel tool queen out, and checked on it. The queen was still up there. Not many bees were in it, to be honest with you. The queen was up there laying. They had barely eaten the paper out, so at least they had eaten it out. So pheromones have gone through. I just took the queen excluder off and let her do her thing. But they have a working queen, doing well. And unfortunately I didn't do a video showing my double 4x4 double nucleus hive, and it has 3 supers on it, and it is just unbelievable how packed out that hive is, full of bees. It's just phenomenal that 2 hives are working in unison and making honey. I pulled that hive apart yesterday, and I also gave them some oxalic acid vapor after I pulled the honey supers off. But it was a little bit of a mess. I actually pulled the top box off of one, and they had made brood comb in between, and there was honey and everything. It was quite a mess. There was bees everywhere. But I got that all cleaned up. I checked the drone comb, or the drone, because there was drones that obviously when I pulled it up, half developed drones were in there. So I was taking a look at the drones to see if there's varroa on the drones. No varroa, which was, thank God, good to see. But that hive is just amazing at how packed out it was, and it was so full of capped brood that I actually took capped brood out, a frame out of each box, and I put it in a split that I made from another hive that had some queen cells, and we'll get to that in a minute. But just so I could relieve a little pressure, and then I gave them just a free frame, because they weren't swarming. That's what I was in there for, to check to see if they had been swarming, but they weren't swarming, so that was good news. And but the bees that were going to hatch was probably in the next 2 weeks is probably going to be about, I don't know, 20,000 bees probably going to hatch in the next 5 out of each box. That's a lot of bees, man. This is my double 4/4 nuke with 2 supers. I'm actually going to put a 3rd super on. Well, actually right now I think. This is so active, it's just unbelievable the amount of honey that they're bringing in, these 2 hives, working side by side in tandem. So really kind of enjoying this. This is from a package, actually, 2 packages, if you remember right. But they are up here pretty heavy. Oh, let me go get my hive tool. You know, even with a tool belt, I still seem to leave this thing everywhere. I lost my other hive tool out in the weeds there, running away from bees. But you can kind of see they are really working this hard. Let's this is full of nectar, very full of nectar. So I'm going to give this one another super, just because I just don't want them to run out of room. I'm actually going to give them the super that I had from the other, that I took off the other hive, which was drawn out pretty well. So got to put more supers on that, but they're socking it away. Like I said, our clover is coming close to the end here. I saw it starting to turn brown, so not sure what's next as far as the flowers are concerned. Alfalfa, I would guess, is the next flower coming out. But so anyways, getting back to my single hive management, I have 8 hives that are what I consider my 10 frame production hives. 2 of those you saw last week. One had swarmed, one the queen wasn't doing so well, that I put nukes on top of each. Those I actually shook down right around June 1st. I shook them down June 1st. And that's why one had swarmed and the other one is not doing so well. So those 2 hives are basically out of this. The post summer solstice, June 21st, double hive management so far is producing good results. As you can see, this one is doing really well. That one was never a double box, so can't really judge it, but it's improving. I have another one that I shook down post June 21st at the Bear Creek, at my other apiary, the farm apiary, and it has 3 supers on it, just like this one. It's probably doing just about as well as this one is. Whoo-wee! Lots of bees up here. Lots of bees up here. Not very well built out though. I don't like that. This is very well built out. Full, absolutely full. So, holy cow, that's heavy. Okay. Oh. Okay. That's very, very full. Putting the top back on. Just for a second. Come on. I have 2 more that have 1 super on plus the brood box, and they're filling it up, and then just 1 is just got the deep brood box, and they haven't really filled it out as much as they needed to. So I don't have a medium super on that one, but all in all, I'm kind of liking this single hive box management. When I take my supers off, it'll be much easier to fill these boxes full of and feed my bees, to have them pack it out for the fall. My biggest concern, or my biggest issue, is when to take my honey supers off and to allow them to backfill as much as they can with natural honey instead of having to feed them, and also to get them on their Varroa treatments. I'm going to use Apivar as soon as I take the honey supers off, and I'm going to guess first week of August I'm going to try this year to get these honey supers off. I waited till the 3rd week last year. Might have been too late before I could, before I started treating for Varroa, and I think they were already well on their way. But anyways, things are going really well. Very, very happy with this, and we're continuing on. So, till next time, happy beekeeping.